What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Get to Know Stop. We are here for FBI Friday. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right into it. Um, Lincoln County man sentenced for child pornography charge. Monday, September 29th, 2025, for immediate release. U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of Kentucky. London, Kentucky. A Kings Mountain, Kentucky man, Zachary Keith Jones, 35, was sentenced on Wednesday by U.S. District Judge Carla Horn Boom to 194 months in prison for transporting a minor over state lines with the intent that the minor engage in sexual activity. Let's see how many years that is. 194 months. Calculator. Well, 120 months would
5 years.
120 months would be 10 years. What did I say? How many years? Or how many months? 194 months. Equals 16.16 years in prison. So, in Eastern Kentucky, man, Horn Boom to 194 months or 16.6 years in prison for transporting a minor, according to his plea agreement, which that's what we don't agree with, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely don't support plea agreements in these kind of crimes. According to his plea agreement, Jones transported a minor victim over state lines from North Carolina to Lincoln County, Kentucky, with the intent to engage in sexual activity. Jones used Snapchat to communicate with the victim and lied to the victim about his age to induce the victim to engage in prohibited sexual conduct. Jones also admitted that he engaged in sexual acts and sexual contact with the minor victim during and after the interstate transportation of the victim. The victim, who was reported missing from North Carolina on December 8th, 2023, was found by law enforcement on December 25th, 2023, in a hidden compartment in the floor of a bedroom at Jones's residence. Wow. Fair? Fair? Not fair? 16 years? Fair? Nope. What's up, Tainted? What's up? Martin Johnson is in the house, everybody. Let's get back to it. Adult film actor Justin Heath Smith, aka Austin Wolf, sentenced to 19 years in prison for child sexual exploitation. Monday, September 29th, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Southern District of New York. United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton, announced on Friday, or on Monday, that Justin Heath Smith, aka Austin Wolf, was sentenced to 19 years in prison for enticing a minor to engage in illegal sexual activity and for engaging in a pattern of activity involving prohibited sexual conduct. Smith's sentence was imposed by U.S. District Judge Paul A. Engelmeyer, who also presided over the guilty plea. What's up, Clockwork?
No, hello. Sorry about that, man. I had to talk
You're
to
good.
mom, check on mom. I was checking on mom. So
You're good, man. You're good, man. So I talked it over with Sugar Glider, and she thinks it would be awesome. But I would officially like to ask you if you would like to be my co-host on FBI Fridays and Awareness Mondays.
oh, who me?
Yeah, you.
I would be honored, sir.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look, if I ain't around and I'm out and about, send me something on Discord. I'll get back to you. If I ain't on time, I'll be fashionably late. Okay. How about that?
That's fine. That's fine. I just like to, I just like to point out, like, I know I haven't done an FBI Friday or an Awareness Monday for a couple of weeks, but when I do them, I'm all. It's a guarantee as long as you're like. I don't remember the last time you weren't here when I did one, so you know what I mean. And
I would be honored. I will. Yes, I will, sir. Yes, thank you very much.
thank you.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes shit goes sideways in real life, and it
Yep.
ain't always what you want to do. It's what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I do. All right, let's get talking. Let's get talking back about this pig. Justin Heath Smith's charged crimes against children are horrible, said U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton. He targeted kids as young as 7, and every New Yorker wants him and those like him off our streets for as long as possible, and never again near our children. The women and men of our office and our law enforcement partners are laser focused on ridding our streets of those who sexually exploit our children. The message to predators from our office is clear. There is no place for you in New York other than prison. I couldn't agree more. According to the information, the plea agreement and statements made in court, since at least 2023, Smith has repeatedly preyed on and tried to sexually exploit minor victims. In late 2023 or early 2024, Smith and an adult male, Mel 1, met with a 15-year-old minor, during which Mel 1 performed oral sex on the minor while Smith masturbated. Smith also had sex with at least three times with an individual whom Smith believed was 15 years old, but who was in fact an adult. Smith recorded one such encounter, a threesome with Mel 1. Smith tried to make other arrangements to meet with other minors to engage in sexual activity. In January 2024, Smith made plans with another male, Mel 2, to sexually abuse a purported 9-year-old child that Mel 2 claimed to be babysitting. Smith traveled to Mel 2's building for the encounter, which Mel 2 called off while Smith was waiting downstairs. In February 2024, Smith also made plans to meet a purported 14-year-old for sex, including discussing the specific sex act that the purported minor would perform on Smith. Smith provided his cross streets so that the purported minor could travel to Smith's apartment. The planned encounter did not ultimately occur. Smith also solicited child sexual abuse material from at least one minor and multiple individuals who purported to be minors. For example, Smith communicated with a 15-year-old minor, and after the minor told Smith his age, Smith asked the minor for sexually explicit materials. The minor then sent Smith a video showing the minor's penis and anus. Smith also communicated with an individual online whose username contained the phrase 12M, suggesting that the user was a 12-year-old male. Smith and the purported minor appeared to have exchanged sexual photographs and discussed the possible meeting and location. Prior to his arrest, Smith made plans to meet with an individual who claimed to be the father of a 7-year-old child and who offered to make the child available for Smith for sexual abuse. Federal law enforcement executed a search warrant on Smith's residence before the planned encounter occurred. Following that search, Smith was found in possession of approximately 1,291 files containing child pornography, including around 75 files showing infants or toddlers and some videos depicting the violent rape of young children. Smith also shared child pornography with at least 15 other individuals. Anyone who believes they have information concerning the exploitation of children is urged to contact the FBI at 1-212-384-1000 or tip.fbi.gov.
Oh, say that one more time.
That's 1-212-384-1000 or tips.fbi.gov. In addition to the prison term, Smith, 44 of New York, New York, was sentenced to 10 years with supervised release and a $40,000 fine. Mr. Clayton praised the outstanding investigation work of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and this case was being handled by Office's General Crimes Unit. Assistant U.S. Attorney Getzel Berger is in charge of the prosecution. So he got 19 years and 10 years of supervised release. It didn't say anything about him having to register as a sex offender when he got out. Now, did it?
Crazy. No, he didn't. And define, I've got a question. Raise his hand in the back of the class. I got a question, Teach.
Yes, sir.
Define supervised.
Exactly.
If he's not on the list, define supervised. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll shut up now.
No, you don't need to shut up. You're good, Clockwork. You're good, Clockwork. Now, contact Nicholas Bias, that's B-I-A-S-E, or Shelby Ratchford at 212-637-2600 for more information on this case.
Hey, have you got the number for the Center for Exploited Children?
The NCMEC? I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you give that out like all the time, that would be. Yeah. People are afraid. It's fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's fear of looking bad. Fear of, if this doesn't happen around in my family, the fuck it doesn't. The fuck it doesn't. So
I don't care what anybody says. Everybody, whether you know it or not, you know a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you realize it or not, you know a pedophile.
Yeah, if you go into Walmart or some shit like that, you're gonna pass at least 5 or 10. Yeah.
Oh, it's more than that, Rex. It's legitimately more than that. Like one in every 4 people is sexually abusing a child somewhere. I guarantee that, dude.
Well, we talked about that. We talked about what happened to me.
Yeah.
And with my cousin and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not just a fucking stranger's danger bullshit. It's fucking your family.
Less than 8% of all sexual abuse cases against children are committed by a stranger. Why is that? Well, it's because we don't let our kids go hang around with strangers.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. It's real simple.
Yep.
Okay, I can already tell you this one's going to piss me off. All right. Columbia County resident sentenced to 7 years in federal prison for possessing images and videos of child sexual exploitation. Friday, September 26, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Southern District of Georgia. Defendant possessed more than 50,000 digital files containing child porn. Augusta, Georgia, on September 25th, 2025, a Columbia County resident was sentenced to federal prison for possessing child pornography. Perry Jason Ward, 27, of Evans, Georgia, was sentenced to 84 months in federal prison for possessing images of sexual exploitation of children, said Margaret E. Hepp, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Georgia. 8 years. 8 years. Or 7 years. 7 years. U.S. District Judge J. Randall Hall, boo, also ordered Ward to register as a sex offender, pay $96,000 in restitution, and pay $200 in special assessment, and serve 15 years of supervised release upon completion of his prison term.
Define supervised release.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can't. So it says protecting our children means stopping the creation and distribution of any materials that sexually exploits them, said U.S. Attorney Heap. Thanks to the work of our law enforcement partners, Defendant Ward is being held responsible for his reprehensible action. Yeah. As described in court documents at sentencing, Defendant Ward used the internet to obtain 45,000 792 images, and 4,609 videos containing child sexual abuse material, or CSAM. The CSAM in his possession included images of infants, toddlers, and prepubescent children, some of which were subjected to bondage and other horrific acts of abuse. The CSAM was discovered after the Columbia County Sheriff's Office received multiple cyber tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or the NCMEC, and using that information obtained and executed a search warrant on Ward's residence in October of 2023. Ward faces additional charges for other conduct in Columbia County Superior Court. Crimes that exploit children are among the most disturbing cases we investigate, said FBI Atlanta Special Agent in charge Paul Brown. This sentence reflects our commitment to pursuing those who traffic in children in child sexual abuse material and ensuing they are held accountable. We will continue to work with our law enforcement partners to protect children and remove predators from our communities. This is a bullshit case.
That's such bullshit.
7 fucking years for 50 prepubescent infants and toddlers. Bondage, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, let's not talk about it, right?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement. Death.
Absolutely.
They accidentally.
On the spot.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Right there.
That says guilty to me. You don't need a trial. You don't need a jury.
Yeah.
You're fucking guilty.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I said, yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Maria!
Maria! Long time no see, Maria.
I told you that was good. I told you that was going to piss me off, dude. I told you that was going to piss me
Yeah.
off.
Hey, look. I had to get up and walk away for a second. I was like, holy fucking shit.
7 years, ladies and gentlemen. And the state and the county will make $96,000 in restitution payments. They will make $96,000 off of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Disgusting, man.
Well, you know, when he starts walking around and shit, never mind. I'll shut up.
You don't need to, Rex. You don't need to.
No, I'm a co-host now. So
Hey.
I'm not going to say insta death every fucking 5 seconds. I'm really not. I'm trying not to.
Okay.
Okay. Fair.
Okay. Here's one. We got this one. Let's learn about Jesse Thomas Taylor. Load you, motherfucker. Hillsborough County man sentenced to 24 years for sex trafficking of a minor. Friday, September 26, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Middle District of Florida. Tampa, Florida, U.S. District Judge Virginia Hernandez Covington has sentenced Jesse Thomas Taylor, 43, of Tampa, to 24 years and 4 months in federal prison for sex trafficking of a minor. Tyler pleaded guilty on June 6, 2025. According to court documents, beginning in April 2021 and continuing through December 2022, Taylor created and posted advertisements of the 16-year-old victim on adult escort websites advertising sexual acts with the victim.
Oh my God.
Taylor coordinated and managed communications and reserved hotel rooms for the minor to engage in commercial sexual activity and receive proceeds from the victim's sex act. This case was investigated. This was short and simple. 24 years, I still think it was a death sentence.
Death.
Or switch into numbers.
Oh, sorry.
Or switch those two numbers, make it 42 years. You know, how old was he? 43. He's 43, so he's got 24 years. So that's what, 60. He'll be 67 years old by the time he gets out.
No.
Still plenty of time to harm children. Still plenty
Well,
of time.
the way the shit works,
You all
he'll
that.
fucking get good time and get
They don't
released
do that.
early.
They don't do that. They don't do that in federal prison, Rex.
Not federal? Okay. Fair.
No, you got to do 90, and you got to do 90% of your sentence before they will even consider putting you up for parole.
Yep. And a lot of
Okay.
them don't make it. A lot of them they don't grant.
Most of the time they won't grant somebody parole when they're federal. They won't.
Unless there's
Okay. So it's worse than the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
I'm saying. I'm just saying. But
But
sorry.
in a lot of ways, federal prison is a lot easier.
Yeah,
time
it
than
is.
state
It is. I would rather go to federal prison than to state prison. Period.
Mhm.
Nice comfy beds. You got a bowling alley, swimming pool. All that kinds of good shit.
Oh yeah, in the Fed prison, yeah. In state prison, nah.
Okay, this is probably going to piss you off right from the get go, Rex. Former JBLM soldier, convicted previously of child sexual abuse in military court, sentenced on Friday, September 26th to 25 years in prison for sexual abuse of 4 other minors.
Hey, look, the UN. Yeah, you're right. It pissed me off.
Yeah.
The UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, demands worse punishment. That motherfucker was in the military and did that.
JBLM, whichever that means, whatever that means. So, a JBLM soldier, yep. Friday, September 26, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of Washington. Children disclosed years later, defendant had threatened them and their families if they told.
Sorry, I gotta interrupt you for 1 second.
Go ahead.
Which card do I use? I gotta go check this.
Cash out.
Okay.
Hard. Yep. Tacoma, Washington, a former soldier previously stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord.
I know what that is. I know what that is. But yeah, please, I'm sorry.
Was sentenced on September 26, 2025 in U.S. District Court in Tacoma to 25 years in prison for the sexual abuse of 4 young children who had been left in his care. Jonathan Anthony Gentry, 36, molested 6 children between January 2010 and February 2014. In August of 2013, he was arrested and prosecuted in military court for sexually molesting 2 13-year-olds. He was sentenced to 2 years in military prison, and it was only years later that 4 other children also left in his care disclosed horrific sexual abuse. At the sentencing hearing, Chief U.S. District Judge David G. Estadio said, "This is the most serious kind of conduct that comes before this court. The victims are helpless children. You were the monster that was living with them. You scarred these victims for the rest of their lives. This defendant used threats of terrible harm to silence his victims," said Acting U.S. Attorney Teal Luthi Miller. "These children showed great courage stepping forward to report sexual abuse that happened when they were as young as 3 years old. The children report being strangled or forced to drink alcohol so that Gentry could molest them. Such conduct must be punished by significant prison time." According to, you can tell me, you can jump in anytime you want, Rex. According to
Keep going. Keep going.
According to records filed in the case, in April 2020, 2 children disclosed the sexual abuse that happened during the time Gentry lived on the JBLM. Excuse me. One child was 10 or 11 years old at the time of the sexual abuse. The other was between 5. The other was between 5 and 9 years old. In both cases, Gentry threatened to harm the children's families if they did not submit to the abuse or told anyone about the abuse. The third victim was between 3 and 5 years old at the time of the abuse and disclosed the abuse to a trusted adult in April of 2024. Finally, a fourth victim who was a sleepover at the home where sexual abuse occurred in June 2013 disclosed the abuse in March of 2023. On December 4th, 2024, a grand jury indicted Gentry for 5 counts of aggravated sexual abuse of a minor, 1 count of abusive sexual conduct with a minor, and 1 count of sexual abuse of a minor. On July 2nd, 2025, Gentry pleaded guilty to 3 counts of abusive sexual contact with a minor and 1 count of sexual abuse of a minor. In asking for a 30-year prison sentence, prosecutors wrote to the court, Gentry repeatedly raped and molested vulnerable children in his care. The seriousness of this offense, like Gentry, is measured both by the resulting trauma for these survivors and by its contribution to a national child sexual abuse epidemic. For decades, researchers have documented the staggering prevalence of child sexual abuse in America and the lifelong damage that such abuse inflicts on victims. From heightened suicide risk to increased prevalence of drugs and alcohol use and a myriad other mental health disorders. Speaking in court, 3 of the victims described the terrible impact Gentry had on their lives. My innocence was taken. My childhood was taken, one said. No amount of time he serves can compare to the loss of our childhood and the years that were stolen from us, another told the court. Chief Judge Esterio told them, no words I can say will ever alleviate the pain and suffering you have gone through. He ordered that Gentry serve 20 years of supervised release following the prison term. Again, described supervised. It is heartbreaking that these children suffered this abuse at such a young age and by someone who should have protected them, said W. Mike Harrington, special agent in charge of the FBI field office. I commend them for their steadfast resolve in speaking up to ensure accountability and attempt to protect other children from potential abuse. Mr. Gentry is a former service member, had a responsibility to defend the vulnerable, not exploit them. While no sentence can undo what happened to the victims, I hope this lengthy sentence sends a message to other would-be offenders that the FBI and our partners will investigate and prosecute child predators. This case was investigated by the FBI, and this case was prosecuted by Assistant United States Attorney Zach Dillon and Kristen Foster. Round of applause. But still, execution. Execution. Told you it was going to piss you off, Rex.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Actually, that happens. You have that one case. That's the one high-profile case. Do you think that's the only one?
Oh, yeah. Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
I
We all know better than that, Rex.
Well, I mean, and I saw files back in the day. It hadn't just started right now. This isn't a right now thing.
Yeah. Like I'm 46. I'm 46, and the abuse started. I got started getting abused at age 5. So you do the math. That's 41 fucking. That's
Exactly.
40. This shit's been going on for at least 41 fucking years. My mom was a victim, so it's been going on for at least 60 fucking years.
It's been going on for thousands of years.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not. I mean, we need to draw attention to this shit because, fuck, it's got to stop. It's got to stop somewhere. We got to put the brakes on this shit. You know.
We gotta do something. We got to do something. What's up, Pat? What's up, Wanda? What's up? What's up, Wandering Gone? Is that Wanda? Yeah, okay. What's up, Candy Rapper? What's up, Adrian? What's up, Mary Jane Doe? How are you, folks? We're just doing some FBI Friday today. We're just doing some FBI Friday today. We'll get moving on this one. Man who transported minor to Super Bowl St. Louis for prostitution sentenced to 152 months in prison. Friday, September 26, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri. U.S. District Judge Stephen R. Clark on Friday, September 26th, sentenced a Missouri man to 152 months in prison for transporting a minor across state lines for sex. Joe Marias Green, 25, will be on supervised release for life after he is released from prison. Green pleaded guilty in U.S. District Court in St. Louis in January to one felony count of transporting a minor across state lines to engage in prostitution. He admitted taking the minor from Dallas to Kansas City on February 12, 2023, to engage in prostitution during the Super Bowl. After about 4 days, Green brought the victim and others to a St. Louis area hotel for the same reason. Green managed the online prostitution ads, rented hotel rooms, set price points for sex acts, and took all cash proceeds from the victim's commercial sex act. Green's co-defendant, Chantel Robinson, 21, was sentenced in July to 41 months in prison after pleading guilty to one felony count of possession of child pornography. Robinson admitted engaging in commercial sex acts, taking sexually explicit and sexually suggestive photos of minors, and posting online ads. She also oversaw the prostitution activities of minors when Green was away. So 152 months, that's a little over 10 years. That's like 12 years maybe. 120 plus 12 is 132 plus 12 is
24, 36,
146. Yeah. About 13 years. About 13 years. 41 months, that's not even 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. The bitch didn't even get 4 years, ladies and gentlemen.
It's look.
The punishments don't meet the crime.
Look, I've really got a song for that, but this is not the place for it.
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Oh yeah. Let's just say it's a disturb.
My one card's deactivated. Yeah, I had to get a new one. Okay, well, there's some quarters in the car too. There's like $2.50 in the quarters in the car too. Okay. Okay, love you, bye. Anyway, sorry guys.
Oh no, hey, shit happens. Like I was saying, real life will fucking stomp on your shit all day long. So.
Yep. Let's see. Let's do something from Tennessee. Or nope, from Florida, my bad. Former Tallahassee man pleads guilty to child exploitation crimes. Thursday, September 25th, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Northern District of Florida. Tallahassee, Florida. Gabriel Michael Stolletz, 26, of Point St. Lucie, Florida, formerly of Tallahassee, pleaded guilty in federal court to attempting to entice or persuade a minor to engage in sexual activity, distribution of child pornography, and receipt of child pornography. The plea was announced by John P. Heekin, United States Attorney for the Northern District of Florida. You know what, Clockwork? You know what I'm going to do, Clockwork? I'm going to do this. We're going to split the reading up. How about that shit?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
What?
Okay, bud. Can you see that? Can you see that at all? Do I need to make it bigger?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go ahead and read that for us?
Oh, me? Hang on. No, I can't see it that good. Hang on. Former Tallahassee man pleads guilty to child exploitation crimes. Why am I not surprised? It's Florida. It's Florida.
Yep, that's pretty bad.
Shit. Gabriel Michael, how the hell you say that?
Stolezel?
Okay, if you say so.
We'll just call him Gabriel.
Yeah, 26 of Fort St. Lucie, Florida, formerly of Tallahassee, pleaded guilty into federal court for attempting to entice or Jesus Christ. I gotta read that. You're gonna make me read that. To entice a
To entice and persuade.
or persuade a minor. Yeah, to engage in some fucking execution style. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. U.S. Attorney
Sorry.
U.S. Attorney Heekin said it is one of our highest duties to protect our children from the predators, from the predations of sex offenders like this defendant. So I applaud the outstanding investigative work by our state and federal law enforcement partners to identify and catch this offender. My office will continue to prosecute these sick individuals with the full force of the law to keep our children safe both online and in our communities. Court documents reflect that in 2024, the Tallahassee Police Department received cyber tips that were generated by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children based on information provided by online social media platforms. Records show that the defendant uploaded child pornography to social media servers while he sent the files to other users. An investigation revealed that the defendant had been communicating with other users, some of whom said that they were as young as 14 years of age, to convince them to meet for sex. Additionally, the investigation revealed that the defendant sent and received child pornography through an online application. The defendant faces a minimum mandatory sentence of 10 years imprisonment, up to a maximum of life imprisonment, followed by 5 years to life of supervised release of supervision upon release. So here, okay, we got it. Okay, everybody that's watching, get your pen, get a piece of paper. We got a mission. Okay, we got a mission. Okay. Here's the mission. Sentencing is scheduled for January 5th, 2026 at 10 a.m. at the United States Courthouse in Tallahassee, Florida, before Chief United States District Judge Alan C. Windsor. Okay, so we're gonna write the judge, we're gonna write the prosecuting attorney, and we're gonna say, look, you're being watched, and we implore you to sentence this motherfucker to the maximum amount of time possible.
Life, death.
And I'm telling you, people can say whatever they want. A few letters can go a fucking long fucking way when it comes to prosecuting attorneys and judges. It can change a whole entire outcome of a court case for the better, for real.
Yeah, especially in state court. Yeah.
Yes. So, let me see here. See, it says right here, contact United States Attorney's Office, Northern District of Florida, USAFLN Press Office. I wonder if I can do that. Copy here. Click it here. Click it here. Tap it there. Bang it right there. That's who you contact right there in the chat. Right there in the chat. Okay. That's the prosecuting attorney's office. Now,
hey, can you add that to the description of the video? Like copy and paste it?
I probably could. I could probably do that. Yeah. Sentencing is scheduled for January 5th, 2026 at 10 a.m. in United States Courthouse, Tallahassee, Florida, before Chief United States District Judge Alan C. Windsor. Let me click that, move it over here, drop it down here, click that, tap this, slide it here, and bangarang. So, let me see if I can do this.
Oh, hey, there you go. I see it. Yeah. All right. All right.
Okay, I just put the judge's name in the description on this live stream. I just put the judge's name in the description. Now let me the stream must be scheduled in the future and within 1 year. Please edit the start time. Whatever. I'll fix it. I'll make sure it gets put in there. Okay, guys?
Yeah. Don't worry about that shit.
But yeah, I'll write my letter. And if you guys want to know how to write one, like I can do a live stream and I can show you exactly what I do, how I do it. You know what I mean? It's not that complicated. You just got to be polite and tell them, hey, judges don't like to know that they're being watched. They don't like to know that there are people fucking watching them because their jobs literally lie in our hands. So
most of them. Yeah, most of them.
Yes.
Most elected judges are like, hey, no, look, hey, whatever. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, we can make a fucking difference in this court case.
We can.
Oh shit, dude! I was supposed to call jury duty the last 2 days, dude.
Oh shit, do what you got to do.
Oh, we're good. I mean, what's already done is done. You know what I mean?
Fair.
The United States Attorney's Office of the Northern District of Florida is one of 94 offices that serve as the nation's principal litigators under the direction of the Attorney General. To access public court documents online, please visit U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Florida. If you really want to get into the case, just click on that shit. Just saying.
Yeah. That's complicated. Yeah. Well, Florida's kind of fucked up the way their laws work. So I mean, there's that too. So.
See, and this is why I say all sex crimes against children should be federal crimes. Period. Take the state out of it. The state doesn't need to have a fucking say so. And that's where things get fucked up, and that's where things get screwed around. You know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer in that one. Okay. Rex. Former Army civilian employee pleads guilty to sexually abusing children.
Yeah, it's not.
What's that, Rex?
It's not a rare thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah. What do you mean, Army civilian? Army civilian. What does that mean?
Well, it's like a contractor, somebody who is loosely associated. They've been in the military and they've got discharged, but they're still kind of affiliated with them. So yeah, it's a murky.
Oh yeah. So Wednesday, September 24th, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of California. A Merced, California man pleaded guilty on Wednesday, September 24th, to sexually abusing 2 minors under the age of 16 while he was employed by the armed forces outside of the United States. According to court documents, between 2015 and 2023, Thelmo Meneses Santos Jr., 60, sexually abused 2 children multiple times between 2015 and 2023. Santos began sexually abusing one of the minor victims when the child was 11 years old. Santos abused the 2 minors over a period of years in Japan, where he was employed by the U.S. Army as a civilian employee. During the investigation, Santos gave an interview to law enforcement officers where he admitted to engaging in sexual acts with both children. Santos was later arrested in Hawaii by Army Criminal Investigator Divisions of the CID special agents. The defendant engaged in the repeated sexual abuse of 2 young children over several years while he was employed as a civilian with the U.S. Army in Japan, said Acting Assistant Attorney General Matthew R. Galati of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. His guilty plea should serve as a warning to anyone who would harm children, even overseas. As long as the criminal division has jurisdiction, we will hold you accountable. The abuse and exploitation of children is intolerable, and we will aggressively investigate and prosecute those who engage in such deplorable conduct. As the guilty plea demonstrates, those who exploit and abuse children, whether at home or abroad, will be held accountable, said U.S. Attorney Eric Grant from the Eastern District of California. The U.S. Attorney's Office is committed to ensuring that such heinous acts, including by military employees, are met with consequences that that dispense justice and deter future offenses against the vulnerable. We are committed to protecting our overseas military communities from those who exploit and endanger children, said Special Agent in Charge Michael DeFamio of the Army CID Far East Field Office. This case is an example of the work our special agents do every day to protect the soldiers and civilians employees of the Department of the Army and their families. American armed service members should be trusted to keep people safe and uphold values of honor and integrity. The sexual abuse of children is despicable and counter to every American stands for, said Assistant Director Jose A. Perez of the FBI's Criminal Investigation Division. The FBI and our partners remain vigilant in rooting out those who seek to harm our most vulnerable population, both at home and abroad. A sentencing hearing is scheduled. We can write this one too, guys. We can do this one too. A sentencing hearing is scheduled for February 10th, 2026. Santos faces a maximum of 15 years in prison and a lifetime term of supervised release and a fine of $250,000. Additionally, Santos will be required to pay restitution to his victims and to register as a sex offender in the place where he resides, where he is an employee, and where he is a student under the Sex Offender Registration and Notification Act, or SORNA. The actual sentence, however, will be determined at the discretion of the court after consideration of any applicable statutory factors and the federal sentencing guidelines, which take into account a number of variables. We can make an impact. Guess who's going to write a letter to this motherfucker, too? This guy. Yep, that's right.
Oh, he's going to get a slap on the fucking wrist. And yeah, bad boy, don't do that again. Yeah.
A maximum of 15 years. I mean, he is 60, you know, so if he gets 15, he'll be 75 by the time he gets out. But still, execution. 47-cent cases. Why do I call them 47-cent cases? Because that's about how much it costs to make a 9mm bullet, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. But, you know, we don't know nothing. We've not seen anything. Haven't done anything in our lives. We're just some voices on the internet that nobody pays attention to. Because what do we know?
Yep. I mean, fuck, what do I know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Buddha said, the only thing I know is that I don't.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, one more, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this. Let's fucking get this motherfucker right here. Oh, that's adult. So sorry, I don't mean to sound callous, but Hope man sentenced to 12 years in prison for distributing child pornography. Friday, September 19, 2025, for immediate release, U.S. Attorney's Office, Western District of Arkansas. Texarkana, a Hope man was sentenced on the 19th to 144 months, so just over 20 years. Or just under 20 years. Months in federal prison, to be followed by 10 years of supervised release for distributing child pornography. The Honorable Chief Judge Susan O. Hickey presided over the sentencing hearing, which was held in the U.S. District Court of Texarkana. According to court documents, Bradley Hunter Cox, age 36, used an online social media platform to distribute child pornography to multiple users. Cox's crime came to light after agents with the Federal Bureau of Investigation agents in Washington, D.C. discovered Cox was distributing child pornography to a recipient in their area. Local FBI agents then conducted a search warrant on Cox's residence and confirmed that he had, in fact, distributed child pornography. Cox later admitted to distributing files using 3 separate social media platforms and to create groups of distribution for distribution purposes. Cox was indicted by a grand jury in the Western District of Arkansas in July of 2024 and entered a plea of guilty in January 2025. U.S. Attorney Clay Fawkes of the Western District of Arkansas made the announcement. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, Arkansas State Police, Hempstead County Sheriff's Office, and Hope Police Department investigated the case. So let's do the math on that real quick. 144 months. Oops.
Divide that by 12. Yeah. And you get 20, 40, 60.
12 years.
Mm.
That can't be right. 10 years would be 120 months. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. So you got 12 years. 12 years. So he'll literally be 36, 12 he'll literally be 48 years old when he gets out. Plenty of time to create more fucking victims.
If he serves his whole sentence.
Right. Well, like I said, these are all federal cases, so they got to serve at least 90% of their case, their sentence.
Okay.
So 90% of fucking 12 years is. Oh, look, it says it right there. We're trying to figure it out on a calculator. Fuck. Anyway.
Made you do math, man. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. You know what the difference between math and meth is?
Oh, meth doesn't last long.
One will fuck your life up forever, and the other one's meth.
Mm.
Same. I heard that one time. I thought it was funny. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Get to Know. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm going to start I got to get back on my schedule. I'll start doing these more often. I just been down in the dumps. I know I don't got to explain myself, but I'm going to anyway. I just been down in the dumps, been depressed lately and shit, and I just haven't had the fucking drive to do it. But I'm back. No. Watch out, pedophiles, because here we fucking come. For real. With that being said, Clockwork, any words to say, my friend?
Peace.
Laters.